Hello and welcome back to part 4 of our introduction to Ubuntu. In previous episodes we learned how to download the Ubuntu ISO. We learned to download the image writer so that we could write the image, the ISO that we downloaded, to a bootable USB. And most recently we installed Unity Tweak and applied a few of the tweaks to Ubuntu so that we could add a little customization to our scenario. So let's get started. This part 4, we're going to do a few things, and I've got my show notes on my desktop, so if you'll take a look. We're going to learn to display our username in the upper panel here, and we're going to be able to initiate that so that our username displays, and then we'll be able to revert back to default so that you remove that if you'd like. We're going to also learn how to center our windows, and basically why we want to center our windows is by default Ubuntu, when a window opens, I'll open one, it will open to the right like this. And so that sometimes can be a little annoying, just depending on your background and placement of windows. For me, I like my stuff to open centered, so we'll show you how to do that. And we're going to also disable crash reports. From time to time, you'll have a crash, application will become home, and Ubuntu will prompt you to send a crash report so that they can investigate the causes as to why your system's crashed or why an application has crashed. This example will show you how to disable that so that there's no need to send crash reports or be annoyed by the prompt to send those. And finally, we'll install the temperature monitor sensors. And of course, your motherboard will need to be enabled or have the ability to track temperatures for your CPUs and depending on your video cards. So keep that in mind. Your motherboard will need to be able to support this feature that we're going to add here. So let's get started. We're going to fire up our terminal, and in our terminal we're going to first to display our username in our panel. Now I have the default login here, so my username is Ubuntu 13.04. I just left it at default so that we could march through tweaks together here. Your username obviously will be different, something that you chose at the time that you installed it. But this would be the command that you're going to paste in your terminal, and I'll leave all these commands in the description below this video so you'll have easy access to them. So once you've got your terminal fired up, we're going to right click and paste that information in and hit enter, and you'll see now up top the username that I have for this account that I'm logged into is Ubuntu 13.04, and it's being displayed. Now if you'd like to restore that to its default, it's the same command except the last part would say false. So if I copy that, paste it into my terminal, and as soon as I hit enter, watch this area up here to the right and you'll see that it's removed that username. Alright, so that's been removed and restored to its default. So we're going to center windows. We're going to work on getting our Windows center. You'll need a piece of software in order to do that, and we're going to run the terminal again, and we're going to download what's called compiz-settings-manager, CSSM. So here's a command, and again I'm going to copy this and I'm going to launch my terminal. I'm going to right click and paste, and once I've pasted that I'm going to hit enter. It's asking for my password. Alright, I'm going to hit enter. It's connecting to the internet to download this, and it's getting all the required components, and it looks like it's completed, so we can close that. Now once you've installed the CSSM compiz-settings-manager, come up to your Unity bar and type compiz, and you'll see you've got an icon installed, and we're going to go ahead and click that. Once this launches, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see one where it says Place Windows. Click Place Windows, and here you'll have a placement mode option. Smart, we'll apply it to Smart and go back. And when I launch this, you'll see how it launches in the upper left like we discussed earlier. That's the default. If you don't like that, you don't like it launching in the upper left, we're going to go back and launch Compiz-settings-manager. We're going to scroll all the way back down. You can see how even this one launched in the upper left. click on Windows, place Windows, and we're going to tell it centered. Go back, and if we close this now, the next time we launch a window, it should open centered, just like we have here. So we're able to implement that so that our windows open centered. Alright, we're going to move on to disabling crash reports. Now this is pretty straightforward. We've got a command here. I'm going to select that, copy it, and again I'm going to open up our terminal, and I'm going to right click, paste. I'll put this command in the description below so you'll be able to copy and paste it yourself. Once we've got that pasted in, hit enter, enter your password, hit enter on your keyboard. Now you're going to get a text editor that pops up, and with this, what we've done initially is we've told this to run a command that would open this text editor. So what we're going to do is we're going to say enabled equals 0. This is going to, by changing it to 0, saving it, closing it. Now we've disabled crash reporting. So next time you have an application that hangs or freezes or crashes, you won't be prompted with the send a crash report notification prompt. So we're finished with that. Finally, we've got to install our temperature monitors, and this is really neat. It's going to put us a nice little temperature sensor up top here. So we'll start by selecting that and copying it. We're going to open up our terminal again. We're going to right click, paste, hit enter on our keyboard. It asks us for a password. I'm going to hit enter. It's downloading this package. It's asking me if I want to continue. Enter Y for yes, then press enter. It's downloading all the components that we're going to need for this temperature sensor. And sometimes there's quite a few packages involved, so we'll let this guy run unimpeded here. And then it looks like it's completed. Alright, so next time we get a reboot, we'll see up here a nice little temperature sensor that will be an indicator for us to keep track of how hot or how cool our computer's running. So, hope this helps you guys. Look forward to part 5 coming up, where we'll adventure forward and make additional tweaks and get this thing where it's screaming. Alright, talk to you later. Bye-bye.